All right, listen up, capacity cowards. We're at 72% capacity. That's what the plant manager said with complete confidence. Charts confirmed it, equipment running, shifts full. I spent a week with a stopwatch and discovered that we were at 31% true capacity while believing that we were maxed out. That full facility was hiding 132% improvement potential, and we almost spent tens of millions of dollars on an expansion while wasting more capacity that we actually were using. Hello, I'm Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin, CEO of the Stagnation Assassins. As always, this will be a fast paced, bold, in your face episode where we will help teach all the aspiring stagnation assassins out there how to declare war on stagnation. If you have issues with maxed out operations that somehow can't grow without massive capital investment, in this podcast, you will discover the four dimensions of capacity that you're probably ignoring, the 3S method that reveals hidden potential, and the three capacity killers that are invisible to traditional analysis but devastating to your throughput. So let's talk about this problem. Picture this capacity catastrophe. You have a division producing about $100 million of revenue. It's plateaued for about 3 years. Leadership is convinced that they need a multi-million dollar facility expansion because the current facility is maxed out at 72% utilization. ROI is pretty good, 18 months. Business case is compelling. But you walk the floor with a stopwatch, not reviewing reports, but looking at what actually is happening. The equipment is running at 72% of available hours. That's what leadership tracked, but that 72% broke down like this: value added production, 31%, setup and changeover, 18%, waiting for materials, 14%, quality inspections and rework, 9%. They were operating at 31% of true capacity while believing 72%. The gap between activity and productivity was costing them 3 years of growth and nearly triggered a multi-million dollar expansion mistake. There are three great lies that destroy capacity optimization everywhere. Lie number one: we're at full capacity. Organizations measure equipment running time, not value creation time. Machines spin, people move, shifts fill, looks busy, produces nothing. Most operations run at 20 to 35% of true capacity while believing they're at 70 to 85%. Lie number two: we need more resources. Performance problems blamed on insufficient capacity rather than inefficient utilization. Adding resources to broken processes just multiplies the waste. More equipment running at 31% efficiency does not solve your problem, it makes it 3 times more expensive. Lie number three: our capacity is fixed. Teams assume current performance represents physical limits. Machines can only run this fast. We only have this much space. All lies. Capacity is variable, not fixed, but only if you stop believing your own comfortable delusions. But here's what really kills capacity: the four dimensions that you are probably ignoring. Technical capacity is just the beginning. Equipment specs under perfect conditions that never exist. Operational capacity is how the work actually flows. I've seen products spend 95% of cycle time waiting, being moved, or getting reworked. Management capacity is decision velocity. 18-day average decisions create queues as deadly as machine bottlenecks. Strategic capacity is flexibility. You're optimized for a market that no longer exists. The industrial equipment division I ran discovered that our 9-day cycle time included only about 11 hours of actual value added work. Products spent 95% of the time waiting, being inspected, being moved, being fixed, less than 6% creating value. That's not a capacity problem. That's organized chaos masquerading as process. So let's talk about the solution. It's time to reveal the 3S method: sketch, streamline, solve. Phase one: sketch your true capacity across all four dimensions. Map equipment utilization against actual output throughput. What's the gap between running and producing? Value stream map your core products. How much time is value added versus value waiting, moving, or inspecting? Track your decision velocity. How long do routine approvals take? One division required 17 signatures for routine engineering changes. Each layer made sense. When added together, though, they created bureaucratic concrete. That industrial division sketch revealed 31% utilization, not 72. 95% of cycle time was waste. Average routine decision, 9 days. They had 132% of hidden capacity while planning a multi-million-dollar expansion. Phase 2, streamline before you solve. Eliminate complexity before adding capability. Kill unnecessary steps. One company discovered that 11 out of 17 inspection checkpoints had never caught a defect in 5 years. Eliminating them improved cycle time 48% with zero quality impact. Slash approval layers. That 17 signature process, we eliminated 13 of the signatures for decisions under 25 grand. Decision time dropped from 18 to 2 days, 76% improvement with zero capital investment. Reduced SKU complexity, 387 combinations, eliminated, freed enormous capacity. Changeover time dropped 64%. Engineering bandwidth freed up 23%. Inventory costs down multiple millions of dollars. Streamlining alone delivered 10 to 25% improvement before solving anything. Phase 3, solve constraints systematically using theory of constraints. Don't add capacity everywhere. Find the bottleneck and exploit it. Station 3 was the constraint, 94% of station capacity, while others ran at 45 to 65%. Traditional thinking was, let's add a second station for 800 grand. 6 months later, will be solved. We solved it for 87 grand in 8 weeks. First, exploit. Make the bottleneck as productive as possible through work design, material staging, and visual instructions. Throughput increased over 100% of previous capacity. Zero investment, just a couple of weeks. Second, subordinate. Align everything else with that bottleneck's needs. Upstream batches, synchronized quality checks, moved upstream. Changeovers optimized around that bottleneck schedule. Third, elevate. If still needed, add in automated fastening system for 87 grand, which is what we did. 23% reduction in cycle time. Station 3 output at the end, over 100% improved. 37% revenue growth. Multiple million-dollar expansion canceled. Remember, visit toddhagopian.com for some awesome free content on slaying stagnation, or go straight to the source and visit the world's largest stagnation slaughterhouse at stagnationassassins.com. Make sure to sign up for updates, follow me on socials, buy our books, do all the things. But most importantly, tune in here next time as we continue to declare war on stagnation. Now let's talk about your homework. Your capacity revelation assignment. Pick one major process and track true value-added time versus total cycle time this week. I guarantee you're going to discover that you're operating at 20 to 40% of true capacity while believing that you're maxed out. Then identify your primary bottleneck, that one constraint that's limiting system out throughput, and ask what would happen if we doubled that capacity without adding equipment anywhere else. The answer will transform how you think about capacity and growth forever. Thank you, folks. Really love this topic. Can't wait to talk to you again next week. I appreciate you.